They call Israeli couscous the pasta of the future.
They do.
Just like Dippin' Dots.
Right. Like when I was a kid, I was like, one day all pasta's going to be like this. Hello and welcome to Whip Cream Salmon. I'm your boy, Brian Masanza, joined as always with my boy, Ronnie Sanchez. This is the show where we talk all things food, friends, and fuckery. Ronnie, what's going on?
Welcome. Dude, happy to be here. Record day. Best day of the week. Been a hectic week, actually. And a lot of running around. I got to meet my newborn nephew this past weekend. Got to see my niece, who is she's like a little under a year and a half. Actually, she's just barely over a year, I should say. So yeah, it was good. Spent some time with the fam. Went golfing with my dad.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was a good time. How you doing?
Yeah, flew out to Arizona, right?
Sure did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Soak up some sunshine.
Yeah.
Before the heat there becomes unbearable. It was nice.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, it was still pretty toasty. We went to I was telling you we went to a Padres. Who'd they play? Padres in the Athletics. So we went to a Padres A's game, and spring training. All the professional MLB teams are out there right now for spring training, and caught a game. But yeah, we were cooking in the sun.
Yeah, I bet.
We had some really nice seats. They're not like box seats, but they were like, I don't know, you call them like pavilion seats. It's a super small stadium. But we actually ended up bailing from where we were and went up to the nosebleeds where we could get some shade. And that was definitely the move. I've never had to sneak into worse seats before, but in that instance, it was definitely way better.
That's cool. Yeah. So is it like all the teams are all out in the same area, or it's not? It's like, so half the teams play spring training out in Arizona and then the other half play in Florida. I think that's how it works. Is there any more travel than that?
You would probably know more than I would, to be honest, but I think that about sums it up. I mean, the stadium we were at, the Mariners and the Pods share that stadium. But my dad was showing me on a map, there was like maybe like 6 or 7 stadiums all in that like Phoenix, Peoria, greater area. And there's like 6 or 7 stadiums, and I'm pretty sure each stadium holds 2 teams. So there's like 12 or 14 teams right there.
Yeah, that's interesting. That must be just so that they can like get it all in. They can and get a bunch of games in spring training without having to travel at all. They still play quote unquote away games. I didn't really put too much of that. I didn't really think too much about how an away game might be just a couple blocks away from the home stadium, quote unquote.
Yeah, I mean, it was the map that my dad showed me. It wasn't very zoomed out, and there was a lot of teams like right there. So
yeah,
no, it was cool, man. It's a fun environment. I haven't been to a baseball game in some time. So yeah, it was just cool to be at the ball game with the fam, and Rochelle was with me, and yeah, we had a good time.
That's super fun. You eat a wiener?
No wieners, dude. We actually where we were sitting, there was like a food, like I guess it was a buffet, but they had barbecue. I think it was pork. They had like barbecue, pulled pork,
Pulled something,
tossed in some sauce. Pretty sure it was pork. Yeah, I saw that there was a buffet, and I was excited that maybe we are gonna get some wieners at the ballpark, and it was pulled pork. So usually I'd be stoked, but I was looking forward to getting a wiener at the ballpark. No wieners.
Yeah, I hear you. But it's hard to complain about pulled pork. I will say that.
No, definitely not. And I actually can't say that I even recall seeing anybody eat hot dogs for that matter. So I'm sure they
Dippin' Dots? People crushing the dots?
I can't say I saw those either.
Ooh.
I don't know. Maybe they save that for the summer.
That's a ballpark favorite for me, for sure. A little Dippin'
Dots? They're fun.
Yeah.
I haven't had them in a long time, but I remember, I don't know if they still call them this, but weren't they labeled like the ice cream of the future or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
It was like their catchphrase.
Mm-hmm.
I remember seeing those like as a kid in the 90s. Like someday all ice cream is going to be like this. turns out, as it turns out, it's stayed just as popular as it ever was, which is not really that popular.
Yeah, it's pretty novel.
I think it's just not very practical.
It's not better than ice cream.
It is awesome though.
There's not many things that are better than ice cream. Yeah, it's awesome, but it's not better than.
You're right.
Even just some good soft serve.
Yeah,
I would argue.
You a Fro-Yo guy?
Yeah. No qualms with that here for sure. I love. I don't know why there's not ice cream places that are like Fro-Yo places, but I love a Fro-Yo place where I get to just put whatever the hell I want on my shit.
Yeah, you mean okay? Yeah.
Yeah, I miss
like an ice cream spot that's in the same format of a Fro-Yo place.
Exactly. Like give me a line of soft serves of ice cream. Let me top it the way that I want it, and I'll But it seems like is that only Fro-Yo places that do it like that, right?
I think I've only seen it like that. You get so carried away in the Fro-Yo line, though. You're like,
yeah, you have to be careful. And actually, I think it's like the testament of like a seasoned veteran of the Fro-Yo is if you can put together a Fro-Yo bowl without overwhelming all the flavors and getting confusing at the end of it.
Right. And without it being like $35 at the end when you get to weigh it out.
Yeah.
Like maybe I shouldn't have put all these gummy worms on here.
Yeah. There's so many toppings. And like the first time you're in there, you're just like, even as an adult, I was like, oh, I can put all this stuff on there. You put everything on there, and then you get to your table, and you're like, "What am I eating? This isn't food. Doesn't taste good. These flavors don't mix at all." But then you hone it in a little bit. You pick a solid flavor or a complementary flavor. Stay simple with the toppings.
Yeah.
Take it home. Take it home. I don't know if that's a saying or not. Probably not.
It is now. Take it home.
Yeah.
That's what they say in the Fro-Yo biz.
Totally.
Are you a vanilla or chocolate kind of guy? Before you answer,
sure.
I think you're a chocolate guy.
Is it because of my complexion?
It's partially your complexion.
I'm a vanilla guy.
You are? Okay. I was wrong.
Yeah. I like, don't get me wrong, like, I like good chocolate, but if you're like giving me the option for a soft serve cone, give me that vanilla cone, maybe dip it in that hard shell.
Yeah.
That's my happy place for sure.
Me too. Yeah. We're synced up.
Yeah.
That's
I think our cycles are synced. Yeah, for sure.
Yep, definitely.
Or some like rainbow sprinks. Get me on a little preach for some rainbow sprinks. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Dairy Queen hard shell though on the vanilla cone it's tough to beat. It's really good.
What are your feelings on like alternate hard shell types? Nowadays they have like a strawberry hard shell. They got a like caramel hard shell.
Yeah. It's too, I don't know if it's for me, to be honest with you.
Too old for that shit, really. I mean,
yeah, I'm too old for that. To be fair, I don't think that the strawberry hard shell is like new technology. I'm pretty sure that DQ has had that for some time now.
Oh, I thought Meta just came out with that. I thought it was bleeding edge tech.
Yeah, it was the new iPhone update just released the strawberry hard shell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, I go to Dairy Queen so infrequently that if I'm there, I'm gonna get I'll either A, get a Blizzard,
Sure.
or that's probably the B, but A, I'd probably get the soft serve dipped cone.
Oh, you would do that before the blizzard, you think?
I don't know. It depends on how I'm feeling at that time.
It's so hard when you see the blizzards
I know.
to not want a blizzard.
They're really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We go kind of, I wouldn't say frequently, but like there are times when we are going frequently. And once a month or so, maybe even twice a month at times.
Okay. Let me tell you, if I had one closer to my house, I would definitely go more frequently. The only reason we don't go that often is because it's kind of a pain in the ass to get to a Dairy Queen from my house.
We got one that's really close that we're not fans of. Like, this place fucking
really?
sucks. Yeah. They like
bad DQ.
You get a blizzard and then, halfway down the blizzard, it just turns into vanilla ice cream.
That's not good.
And you're like, where are all my, Reese's Pieces at? Bro? They don't want to hear that.
Can't have that.
This Dairy Queen, if you send it back, you might get shot. I mean, there's a strong possibility.
Seems to be a common theme with a lot of Dairy Queens, actually.
It's dangerous.
You ever had a Dairy Queen hamburger?
No.
No, me neither.
No.
I wouldn't dare.
I will say, no hot food have I ever ingested from a Dairy Queen. They really sell it too. It's like more of what they sell on the signs than the ice cream, because they know you're coming for the ice cream, right?
Yeah.
So they want to sell you those little chicken bites or whatever. Not into it. I will say though, when I was a kid and still as an adult, an ice cream cake.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that's kind of it. We used to do Carvel a lot, but Dairy Queen has, I would say, equivalent ice cream cakes. It's not that hard. It's, again, not new technology. Love the little crispy chocolate
in the
bits.
Ice cream.
It's wild. How do they frost it? It must be like the coldest frosting room ever.
I know.
Brr.
Brr. Yeah. Yeah, 100%. I mean, I definitely ice cream cake is a top tier cake for sure.
Are we ranking cakes right now? S tier?
It's definitely an S tier cake.
Okay. I like that. We'll start there.
Okay. Ice cream cake, S tier. Before we get into ranking, I'm going to crack this beer I have here. I'm drinking another Guinness because I didn't buy any more beer this week, and I was gone this weekend, and I still have 3 left.
Yeah.
So, what do you got? This
AKA,
time it didn't explode on me.
Ronnie is a broke bitch, just so all the listeners know.
Please subscribe.
And Brian has taken a turn for the bougie. Make Brian bougie again. I am drinking a Middle James Mystic Water, which is an amber ale.
Sounds very fancy.
It's got a really nice can. Brian loves it in the can. It's got a little mermaid on there. I didn't know that mermaids need snorkels, but this one apparently does.
Yeah, that's kind of enough.
It's an air breathing mermaid. I mean, I guess they kind of pop up. They kind of pop up on a rock, and then all of a sudden they can breathe air. So maybe they always do.
Don't question the art.
Fascinating creatures, those merfolk.
Well, have to tell us how it is.
Ooh, that was a good pop. Great pop over here. Refreshing and delicious.
What kind of beer did you say it was?
Amber ale with notes of oak, vanilla, and cashews. Let's go.
Okay. Those things don't sound like they'd be refreshing, but...
Well, you'd be wrong about that, Ronnie.
Okay. All right. Happy to be wrong. Okay. What about... I don't know. What kind of cakes are there?
Pound cake.
A pound cake? That's kind of mediocre. Like, that's a mid-tier.
It's such an important...
It could be good.
It's an important cake, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go I'd go C on that though.
Yeah. And you get it dressed up, some nice fruit on there, and some whip.
Yeah.
Be pretty good. But overall, I feel like it's a pretty middle of the road cake.
What about the chocolate cake from Matilda?
That's an S tier cake.
That's an S tier cake. What's that? Robbie?
It looks so good.
Robbie crushes that whole cake? Is that his name?
I don't know if it's Robbie.
Ralphie?
Is it Robbie?
Oh.
It might be Ralphie.
Oh, they scream it too, those kids. They're like,
I know.
Matilda stands up and she's like, Ralphie, you do it. You go get that cake.
Yeah. It's such a good movie.
Yeah, it's great. Oh, I will warn that since we polled after last week's episode, and the overwhelming majority of listeners agreed with Ronnie and said that they would rather hear Emma's snorts and groans than not hear them. So, forewarning, you may hear snorts and groans.
Good.
It's not me.
Good. The listeners have spoken.
Yeah, the people have spoken, and yeah, we're very democratic here.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
America.
So, S tier, you're putting chocolate cake?
It looks so good. And he did crush that whole cake, so I'm not going to take it away from him.
Yeah.
Even if there was a little bit of blood, sweat, and tears in that cake.
Sweat and tears in that cake, yeah. Those old fingers were in that cake, I feel.
Yeah, that's pretty gross. It looked good, though.
I go A on it.
A? Okay.
Do we have to agree? I don't know.
I don't think so.
Okay. Here's one for you.
Okay.
A banger. To me, a banger. Carrot cake.
Okay. It actually wasn't the cake I was going to say, but I thought for a second it was.
You thought that you were going to say that cake that you haven't said yet.
No, I just got confused. I don't know. I'm not a huge carrot cake fan, actually.
Oh, you're not?
No, it's kind of like I don't know. Put a B tier. I don't dislike it. It's just not my go-to.
It's one of my favorite cakes.
Yeah,
like a carrot cake with that cream cheese frosting, layered, maybe a little triple layer vibe on that thing.
That's pretty good.
Plus, you get your vegetables, so it's healthy, and we're about health.
Did you, when you were in high school, did you ever have those like carrot cake, like individually wrapped? They were like, it was like a carrot cake. It was, I don't know, kind of like the size of like a brownie, but you could buy them at our school. It was like plastic wrapped piece of a carrot cake, and then it had like a little sticker on it with a carrot on it. Remember those?
Yeah.
Those were pretty good. At least I remember those as being good.
I can't not confirm or deny Ronnie's high school version of carrot cake. But yeah, a little carrot cake square is a good cake.
What about a German chocolate cake?
Ooh. What makes it German?
I don't know. The Germans make it, I guess.
Okay. I think it has some other ingredients that make it kind of interesting.
German and chocolate? Does it have coconut in it?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's like layered with coconut pecan frosting. Pecan? Do you say pecan or pecan?
I could go either way, to be honest.
I think
depending on who I'm talking to. Yeah.
Yeah, and what words are following it.
Yeah. I don't know. Like I said, I'm a vanilla boy, I would put that would be kind of in the D tier for me.
Yeah, that's not one of my favorites.
Yeah. Do we have like a shame tier that has a fun name?
Yeah, the booty tier.
Booty juice? Booty sweat?
Booty? What's a booty cake?
Jamie Oliver?
Yeah, Jamie Oliver is definitely in the booty tier.
Okay.
Fruitcake is definitely in the booty tier.
I don't even know what a fruitcake is.
Dude, it is hot garbage. For one, I don't know why it weighs so much. It is the world's densest cake. And then hold on. Let me pull one up for you. There's like gelatinized, I don't even know what it is. Like cubes of I don't think it's fruit. It's not really fruit. Maybe you can make it with real fruit, but usually it's not full of like actual fruit. It's just like weird gelatinized bits.
You're painting the picture for me for sure.
Yeah, this one's gross. Yeah, it's kind of it's in the aspic realm. I'll just share my screen with you.
Yeah, share it. But I think I'm already picturing it. Some nuts in there too. These nuts.
This guy right here.
Yes, is what I was picturing. I feel like my grandmother made that cake.
It's usually dark, like one of these though. Yeah, it's got like weird, like jello-y fruit in it.
You call this a fruitcake? Yeah, I mean,
gumdrop fruitcake. Yeah, it's got like jujubes or some shit in it.
It's more like a quick bread than a cake, right? It's more like almost a banana bread. Not that it tastes like a banana bread, but it's not really a cake, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's kind of like in a loaf. It's more of a loaf. At least this this one is more in the loaf category.
Yeah, for sure. Could be bunted.
You got any top tier loafs? Yeah, here's a bunt version right here.
Yeah. I mean, banana bread is
banana
so fire.
Loaf is great. Yeah.
Yeah. Little pumpkin bread. Throw it on there.
Pumpkins.
All right. I think we got plenty of legs out of this segment, to be honest.
Yeah, I think we're gonna wrap that one up.
What you been cooking?
I made a good old fashioned pad krapow for dinner tonight. Threw it together real quick.
Wok vibes.
Yep. Weather's nice outside, so I got to fire up the wok burner outside, and it's nice, dude. It makes you, if you get everything set, cooking in the wok outside, your dinner's done in like under 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's rad.
Nice. Just easy.
Yeah, that's cool. We went to the U.S. Foods has a store out here. That's pretty cool.
No kidding.
I had seen it just in passing or driving by. I didn't really know what it was, but then a friend told me that, yeah, you just go, it's, you don't need a membership or you don't have to be a restaurant or whatever. You just go in there and buy whatever you want. No minimums or anything. And we were going in there, got some like kitchen towels and a couple other things. Nothing really. Like we got some like toilet paper from there. But they have like everything. I was actually like trying to figure out like what I would want to buy in bulk from US Foods. I don't know that there's a ton of things that like I would really consume in that way, but I know that there's some things that I would buy. Anyway, they also had a bunch of woks and and equipment and stuff like that. Like cool. Wire racks and everything you could imagine in that realm. Also in like the small, kitchen tool realm as well. Yeah. I wasn't in the need for anything, so we didn't wind up getting anything, but we'll definitely be returning there at some point.
It's cool that I was going to say that you did that today.
No, that was over the weekend.
Today I was at the U.S. Foods Test Kitchen. Ooh. And as we walked in the door, that was like somehow came up as the very first topic of conversation is those U.S. Foods like retail stores. And they were saying that they don't have one, but I guess maybe there were some talks about one coming to Raleigh at some point, or I'm not really sure, but yeah, that's cool. I'd never heard about that actually until today. And then it's just funny that you were just there.
There must not be one in Reno, right? Because like I've been to
I've never been to one. No,
I've like fucked up an order and had to like drive to the warehouse in Reno to pick up US Foods, really? Like a case of something or whatever, like like on a holiday weekend or something. And no, I mean, if there was a retail store, it probably would have went there, probably would have went there way more often.
Yeah, you ever had to go to a restaurant depot?
I have been there. Yeah, I've been to one in like New Jersey. That was just pretty great. Oh, this was not great?
No, they're just like the most poorly run stores like imaginable. They're so chaotic. And then if you're going in there like as, you know, a restaurant owner or like with like a restaurant account, like you just give them your account number. You're not like paying with like a credit card necessarily, or, you know, whatever they're putting it on your tab, or I'm not exactly 100% how it works. Anytime we go and we give them our number, the system's down. They have to call over a manager. You know, there's like a line of people, and it seems that every single person that goes through the line has the exact same issue, you know, and also just the quality of the stuff they have is typically pretty lackluster, and it gets picked over really hard. You know, a lot of restaurants that like don't have a normal supplier for whatever reason, whether they're just like too small or they don't have, maybe their credit is really bad and they just, like suppliers, maybe they don't pay their suppliers and people just won't deliver them shit. Those, you know, owners and whatever, they get in there really early and they'll pick through all the whatever is good. You know, if there's like bags of, I don't know, potatoes or something, they'll go through those bags of potatoes, pull out all the good ones and put all the shitty ones in in another bag, you know. Things just get ravaged in there. It's really is chaos.
That's crazy. I wonder if there's like do you think there's a language barrier thing in there at times? Like we know we can call a rep and we can get someone who's going to speak English to talk to us about selling us food. I imagine if you speak Spanish, you could also get someone who can sell you some food in Spanish. But but maybe if you're not a popular language, that could be tougher to have conversations with purveyors. It's like just get me in the door and let me look at the things. I will say places like that, like similar to the U.S. food store, like has a bunch of equipment and stuff that would be very useful. And if you're like, to me, like going there to get equipment is way better than like getting that OXO shit on fucking at, you know, Williams Sonoma or whatever. Or just shitty Amazon stuff. I mean, you can find nice stuff online too, but that's where restaurants buy their shit. So they want stuff that is going to be comfortable to hold for 8 hours if you're talking about a pair of tongs or whatever. So
yeah, that is another thing at restaurant depots. Often like the tongs that they have are just like, there's like no like name brand or anything on them. Usually it's like Volrath or like, you know, Winco. Sometimes you just like, it just says made in China on the side, and it's the like, dude, they're made of like tinfoil. They're so light and hollow.
Oh, they're shit.
You know, sometimes, I mean, you can get some good stuff there too, but a lot of what they have is junk, you know. But no,
gotcha.
Don't go there, I guess.
I cooked some dinner.
Yeah, what'd you cook?
I was like looking for some inspiration. I did a little Google for give me a fucking new chicken dish to try out. Google.
Is that what you Googled?
And yeah, I don't think I cursed to the Google. It's like, you know, too much typing probably to go through all that. But I did wind up making chicken paprikash.
Okay.
You ever have it?
No, I don't think I know what it is.
It is actually very similar to a dish that you told me to make.
The goulash?
Goulash, yeah. Okay. It's a Hungarian dish. Heavy paprika, hence the name, paprikash. Sear the chicken, set it aside, sweat some onions and garlic, a little bit of smoked paprika, ton of sweet paprika, chicken stock, and then kind of cook that down or bring it to a boil, add the chicken back to it, and I actually had it at like a half pan or a half hotel pan, and I threw it in the oven to braise for about an hour probably.
Okay.
Wasn't fully like, you know, I could have done it in like the pressure cooker or something, but I didn't. I wanted to still have some structure. Not that if you time it well, you can do that with the pressure cooker, but it's like you have to know your timing so well with the pressure cooker, or you're either going to blow it or undercook it, right? Like it's really easy to cook something that you expect to be pulling apart. That's easy.
Mm.
To nail like fork tender, but not like fully like
Follow. Yeah.
mush is harder to nail. So yeah, I just wound up doing it in the oven, and then pull it out once it was like nice and tender. Pulled the chicken out, and then this is similar to an idea that we talked about a little bit ago, but I took sour cream and heavy cream and some all-purpose flour and mixed that together until it was like not I wouldn't say like a thick paste, more like a thin, smooth kind of I don't know. It's a thin paste, I guess, is the best way I could say that. Thinner than miso paste. Like you could pour it, but very slow pour.
Okay.
My best way to describe it. And then yeah, just took that and like whisked that into the sauce. Brought it up to a simmer, cooked it for probably another 12, 15 minutes, added the chicken back to that, and maybe cooked it for another 5 or 10 minutes after that. Served it with some Israeli couscous and some veg. Well, I had some mushrooms and some Brussels.
Nice.
From the farm. Yeah, and it was awesome. It's a really cool dish. Yeah. It's got that like sourness from the sour cream. It's just really flavorful with like the chicken stock and the paprika. And I mean, I'm just such a sucker for braised chicken, you know?
Yeah, me too. It's an interesting way to like thicken a sauce too. I've never heard of that.
Totally.
That's what it like the recipe called for, to thicken it in that way?
I saw a recipe that did it like that.
Interesting.
So I was interested enough to try that. The main recipe I'd say that I followed didn't do that, and just kind of just did Sanjay method, which is for the listener, like putting the flour on the sweating onions, and then you add your chicken stock to that. Which I forgot to say that there's also tomato paste that's in there. So it's the sweat onions, the tomato paste, and then the chicken stock. That's kind of what makes the broth. That and hella paprika, right? It's super red.
They love their paprika. Hungary is keeping big paprika in business.
For sure. It's crazy amount of paprika. Like I actually like I said I followed a recipe. I didn't. I really watched a video and then I just made the thing, but I watched how much paprika homeboy put in there, and it was a ton.
Yeah, and if you're
like way more than you'd think.
If you're listening to this and you're like, I'm going to make one of these two dishes, I'm telling you right now, you don't have enough paprika. You need to go to the store and get more paprika before you make this.
It's crazy. It's not like you think like 2 tablespoons of a spice is a lot. This is like 8 tablespoons
of
paprika.
It's like a cup. Yeah. It's a lot. It's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah, but really, really good dish. And I hadn't made couscous in a little bit, and it's such a great dish, or such a great side, I should say.
Is that the small couscous or the large couscous?
No, that's the large one. The small one is the Moroccan couscous.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm definitely more on the Israeli couscous side. I would say.
Are you? I think I like the finer one.
Oh, you do? Nice.
I think so. Yeah.
You cook that by just like, you bring it up to a boil and then just let it be? Is that how you make?
Yeah, it's just pasta, really, right? I mean, you cook it like it's rice, basically.
Yeah, same as the Israeli couscous, right?
Yeah.
Sure. But it is, and you could, and I have, cooked it in boiling water and then drained it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Actually, like, kind of, I like that, actually.
They call Israeli couscous the pasta of the future.
They do.
Just like Dippin' Dots.
Right. Like, when I was a kid, I was like, one day all pasta's going to be like this.
I don't want long, skinny pasta, Mom. I want my pasta to be in ball form, spheres.
Yeah. Future. She'll get it. I mean, she still hasn't gotten it, but She'll get it one day.
when the future is here. Then she'll know. This past weekend, we also celebrated my mom's birthday. So my youngest sister, she put together a nice little menu. She cooked up some short ribs.
Ooh.
And she did a great job. Cooked up braised short ribs and had some mashed potatoes and asparagus, and she made a nice salad with it as well. And
Awesome.
she did a really great job. And I came in at the end to help reduce the sauce. That was
Nice.
my contribution. I brought it home, plated it up, but it was really, really good. Proud of her. She did a great job.
Thank God you were there.
Yeah.
To watch water boil.
It wasn't water. it was beef water.
Classic kind of beef short ribs.
I didn't see it from the beginning. But yeah, it was just like a red wine braise. I'm assuming, and it was delicious. She did a great job.
So good. I feel like it's been a long time for me to have short ribs. I think the last time did we have short ribs at a point? I think the last time I had them, they were like
us all together. We may have.
I think the last time I had them, they were just the little guys. You know how you can get them sometimes you buy them in the grocery store, which because you just can't get like good fat short ribs in the grocery store. They'll like cut it through the bone a lot, and then you're left with like these like thin little things, which is it's kind of how you would grill it, right? Like it's how you would do it like Korean style. And is that just grilled from raw? Probably that's Korean barbecue.
They call those like chimes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, give me a big fatty.
Yeah.
That's
totally different application. Yeah.
Short ribs. S tier.
S tier. Yeah. Definitely an S tier beef part. Last week we talked about trends. I don't know, that some website said were happening.
Yeah.
There was a lot of powdered milk on that.
Yeah.
It's kind of a bullshit list.
Yeah.
Pretty lame.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to talk about what kind of trends do you and I want to see more of in 2025?
Love it. And to remind the listener of the Whip Cream Salmon cream scale.
Yeah.
Lowest on the list and most shitty would be a powdered milk. Next would be skim milk, followed by whole milk, heavy cream, whipped cream, and if there's such a thing, butter.
The creamiest.
That's the creamiest.
The creamiest.
I mean, we love whipped cream on this pod, but we love butter.
I definitely prefer butter over. Actually, we're changing the name of the podcast to the
Buttered Salmon?
The Whip Butter Salmon podcast.
Okay. Yeah, I'm in.
We'll workshop it.
Yeah.
The first one that I have on my list, and I think what drove me to put this on the list was there's so many people that grew up eating really shitty vegetables out of a can, or maybe they were fresh but cooked poorly, and so many people just think that they hate vegetables because all the vegetables that they ever ate were trash. I want to see more vegetable-focused dishes on restaurant menus. And it doesn't mean like a vegetarian dish or a vegan dish. You can still have meat, could be carrots braised in a beef stock, for example. But highlight good quality vegetables.
Mm-hmm.
Because vegetables are delicious.
Yeah, for sure. You know what I love, Ronnie? Is like a single vegetable that can just be cooked and served as like maybe not the whole vegetable or like maybe a half of a vegetable, but if it can just be preserved and is big, I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
These aren't vegetables, but like a lot of mushrooms you can be cooking that way. What are they called kings? King
like
oysters?
King trumpets?
King trumpets that are like the fat ones, and if you cut that in half, score it, maybe grill it, or saute it hard on the flat
So
side,
good.
and then that's really good and beautiful. Other types of mushrooms, like
On the yakitori grill, when we just brushed them with the duck fat and grilled them. I
mm-hmm.
mean, yeah, those are really good.
Yeah, hell yeah. Other types of mushrooms too, like if you have chanterelles or black trumpets or something, pain in the ass to clean those effers. But yeah, I think just because when you have a vegetable and you can like display it as like, oh, this is this beautiful thing that we did the bare minimum to cook it and present it to you, and we put just some salt and pepper and maybe butter on it, and that's the component, and I just think that that's awesome. It also, like, you can't do that with shitty vegetables. So that it's like real when you're in a nicer place, quote unquote nice. It doesn't have to be that nice, but if they care about the ingredients, then you have to, I think Jordan said this the other day, like all you have to do is the bare minimum, just don't fuck it up because you got really good shit to put on the plate.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I love that. You could say that for a lot of different types of vegetables. Even like, and it's way more common to see like just some grilled asparagus on a plate. It's awesome. So great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but there's even like a lot more that you can do to like make, say a cabbage like the star of the show. Like you can like braise a cabbage and then like sear it hard. Like if you like quarter a cabbage or something and you braise it and like break it down and then like pull it out at the end and like sear it on like the cut side so it gets like nice and charred along like the edges of it, and like that can really be like the center point of a dish. Like it just because it doesn't have like because you don't have a steak on the plate next to it doesn't mean that it can't stand alone.
Yeah, totally. Great point, Ronnie. I don't think this is a new trend at all by any means, but it's something that I love and I'd like to, keep seeing. I love interactive food. And if you give me something to assemble and I can maybe don't give I don't love like a ton of choices, but like if you give me something that I can play with my food a little bit, and dress it the way that I like to, I love that. There's a couple of cuisines that just kind of do that innately. Like, you go to Korean barbecue and that's what you're going to do. Now, like tacos, when we're eating with each other, like, yeah, we'll kind of build your own tacos. It's not really typical of something you would see in a restaurant.
Fajitas.
Yeah, that's true. Fajitas are that way. Yeah, give me some play with your food stuff,
Yeah, I like that one. That one's fun. Trying to think of some other ones, but I mean, even like when you go to, get like some like lettuce wraps or something, it is fun to kind of like build up your own little portion of it. And yeah, I like that. What is the Chinese? Is it mushu? Pork?
Yeah.
What's the one where you get the pancake?
Yeah, mushu pancakes. Yeah.
That one is good. I
love that.
I haven't had that one for a long time, and it took me a long time to discover that one. I think I was with somebody else. We were putting together a Chinese food order, and somebody asked for that, and I had no idea what it was. And I was like, "This is awesome."
Yeah, super thin little pancakes. Yeah,
and it's got hoisin, and I love.
I wonder if those are hard to make. I feel like you have a nice non-stick for that.
You need a crepe pan, probably.
Yeah, one of those big old crepe wheels. Remember we had one up at the Arc? They spent,
did we
$30,000 on the thing? It was upstairs.
Oh,
there was that. There was a cafe that was upstairs. You remember?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
I seen Johnny Mosley in there. I told him I was better than him.
I've made way too many crepes. Not something I enjoy having to do. It's it can be fun. Can be a little fun if you're making like one at a time. If you're in the weeds and you're making crepes, like you just can't move any faster than what it'll allow you to make. You're doing You got one, maybe you got two crepe wheels or whatever you call them. You can only go so fast.
One day I'm gonna, when I retire to Thailand, I'm gonna be the roadie guy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna make roadies for people.
what is a roadie?
Remember, it's that crepe. It's that Thai crepe.
Is it
The banana roti? R-O-T-I?
Oh, the roti. I think it's Indian actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
There's hell of them in Thailand. That's for
there's
sure.
a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be cranking them out. The streets of Bangkok.
Yeah.
I'll sell jewelry too.
And fettuccine alfredo on the streets of
Hey.
Bangkok.
Hey, yeah. Now we're talking.
Yeah. The next one I got on my list is quality over quantity. And I don't know that's necessarily, well, I guess it could be a trend. But I mean, I think for a long time, food, I don't know, it became all about like the biggest, craziest thing. You know, it was like the monster burrito or like the fucking giant burger, the Baconator with like, 12 slices of bacon on this thing. But often what happens is when you make things like that, you're lowering your quality because food's expensive.
Yeah.
And I want to see more quality ingredients, locally sourced and sustainably farmed, which means, better local farmers, better local farms, more, conscious buying, and yeah, just better
Agreed.
quality food.
Agreed. Meats and vegetables.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the other stuff too. Rice matters. And
Yeah.
good rice matters. Yeah, 100%.
100%.
I have a trend that I would like to see less of.
Okay. Yeah, what you got?
Which is a trend less, I would say, in the restaurants, but also in the grocery store world.
Okay.
I want to see less greenwashing.
Oh, yeah.
Do we know what greenwashing is?
Sure.
Go over it
Sure do.
For the listener, greenwashing is anything where they are giving the perception of healthy, organic, natural, whatever, but it's all just a guise to put on the label to sell more things.
Mm-hmm.
Whole Foods is one of the most guilty of this practice, where they do have some quality ingredients, but everything they put into a package that makes it look like it's really high quality and well-sourced ingredients. And the fact is, it's just not. Or it's not indicative of what's inside don't judge a book by its cover. And there's way too much stuff that's being portrayed as healthy, good food. And it just, isn't anything better than what's next to it a lot of times.
Labels like all natural, just like it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
Like at all. You can put that on just about anything. Or maybe anything at all. I don't know that there are any restrictions.
Sure.
For those kind of things. Actually, one of my buddies from work, he bought these burger patties from what is it called? Oh, Food Lion. Our favorite grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
And on the package, it said 100% beef. And so he grilled these things up, and he bit into it, and he was like, "This tastes awful." And he looks at the package, and he sent me a picture of the label on here, but it's beef, salt, brown sugar, spices, hydrolyzed soy protein, yeast extract, dextrose, onion powder. Like the list. This is for burger patties. Why there's anything other than just beef in a burger patty is beyond me.
Sure. Was there any beef in there?
Well, beef is the first one, but
okay.
It's also not 100% beef. Maybe the beef that they put in there is 100% beef.
That's it, dude. Those are the tricks that they're playing on you. Yeah.
But like but in small lettering above where it says 100% pure beef, it says made with 100% pure beef. But it's loaded up with soy protein filler.
Sure.
Which is that's nonsense.
Yeah. Soy boy shit. For sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Gross. Some labels do mean something. Organic means something. That being said, it doesn't tell the whole story of what the thing that you're eating is, right? Like you could have something that didn't get sprayed with pesticides that still wasn't treated in a way that makes you want to put it in your body or on a plate. So, just be wary and I don't know, trust farmers when you're talking to them, I'd say, over corporate labels. It's probably a good place to start.
Yeah, it's hard to know. Even when you're, putting your best foot forward and trying to buy things that, are environmentally conscious or like, produced, I don't know. You're just looking for good things. It's hard to know when you see all those labels, what is and what isn't.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 100%.
The next thing I have on my list is chicken thighs. And I think that chicken thighs have become more popular in recent years, but so many people out there eating chicken breasts, restaurants serving chicken breasts on their sandwiches. Chicken thighs are so much more flavorful, so much juicier.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see more chicken thighs in restaurants.
I mean, I love chicken thighs. I'm trying to think like what ways I would present those on a restaurant menu. Fried chicken be awesome.
Fried
Like
chicken,
fried chicken
sure.
sandwich with a couple thighs on there would be awesome. If you had boneless thighs, yeah, I mean, just a dish with like chicken thighs, bone-in chicken thighs, you could certainly serve, or a drumstick and a thigh for sure. I love like the hind quarter as a dish, roasted or braised, and you get the whole thing together. I think that's beautiful too.
Yeah, and I mean they're great. A lot of times we'll like chicken thighs like take on a marinade really well. Also, and so it's like one of my favorite things to like actually marinate. I don't marinate a ton of things. Like I don't ever marinate steak really unless I'm making like taco, like maybe a skirt or something for tacos.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. But yeah, chicken thighs take on a marinade really well. Grill them up or roast them in the oven. They're fucking awesome. And I don't know, maybe they're just like not the prettiest looking cut because they're kind of like splayed out, and I don't know. I think restaurants should get over that. Serve more chicken thighs. And the last one I have on my list here is actually spicy food. If like so many restaurants you like go and you get like the buffalo chicken sandwich or some kind of like spicy mayo, all these things, and so many restaurants are afraid to like actually make things properly spicy, and I get that they're like trying to make it acceptable for like the most amount of people, but I would wager a guess that if you are ordering something on the menu that says spicy or hot or anything along those lines, you're already willing to be taking on something that is spicy. So
yeah,
don't shy away from that. I mean, I'm not saying to like light people up with like ghost pepper death sauce, but don't be afraid to make things a little bit spicy. I had a buffalo chicken sandwich the other day. It was really good. It was like a buffalo aioli, but all I could really taste was the mayonnaise. I couldn't taste like any of the buffalo, and that's really what I wanted out of it. So
sure,
don't shy away from that so much.
Yeah, it's hard because I know that I sit like so firmly on the, make it spicy train. That's just my taste.
Yeah.
I do understand when busy restaurants pull back from that, because I've seen it backfire at times, right? Like then they want to put something spicy on the menu and they label it as spicy, and then all of a sudden this dish is getting sent back all the time because it's too spicy. I don't want to be a victim blamer, but let's blame some victims.
Yeah.
And don't order the thing that has the 2 hot peppers next to the menu item if you can't handle it.
Yeah.
You're going to send it back? Come on.
Yeah. At Lulu's, we had a really spicy, like Thai, like curry. It was like, we had confit duck in there. It was delicious. And on the menu, it said very spicy Thai duck soup or something, something like that. But yeah, it definitely said very spicy.
Yeah.
So do that if you're concerned. But yeah, I've said it before. Cook with conviction and make sure you believe in. Make that shit spicy. Don't be afraid of it.
Yeah, for sure. Agreed.
And now, the moment you've all been waiting for.
What are you? Idiot.
You stupid idiot!
I'm an idiot sandwich.
You're an idiot! Of all the idiots, you stand alone.
It's the idiot sandwich. Let's go.
Brian, take it away.
I got an idiot sandwich.
I want to hear it.
I didn't get to say earlier that I went on a little snowboarding trip on Saturday.
Oh, you
That was
did?
really nice. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Got some good turns in. It was actually, I mean, if those are listening out in Tahoe, it was not that. Yeah, Squaw. I mean, I would say that the entire mountain was maybe half the height of Squaw Creek.
Okay. That's pretty short.
Is that fair? I mean, but
Yeah.
pretty good and better than some places that I've rode in the Northeast, for example. And I had a really good time. Anyway, packing up the car, had some beers, had some snacks, all the gear, throw it in the back of the car, my buddy Kevin's car. And when we get up to the mountain, go to start gearing up, and I grab my backpack and it is soaked.
No.
Because one of the 16-ounce beers had punctured and dripped over everything. The whole can was empty. This brand new Tesla, stinking of beer. Luckily, he has the plastic. It's not carpet in the back; it's plastic, and most of it was just a puddle in the bottom of my backpack. But it reeked of beer, obviously, and so that was sad for that beer. We still had 5 left, so that's good, and they were tall boys, so that's also reassuring. But idiot sandwich goes to me for being too excited and probably putting that bag down too hard with 6 beers in the bottom of it.
Bummer.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
Idiot sandwich, Brian.
Congratulations to me.
Congratulations to you. When I was freshly out of high school, my buddy Logan and I, we were watching a lot of Bear Grylls at the time. It was a really popular show, popular program at that time, and had my driver's license, and we wanted to go camping, and sorry, Dad, took a couple beers out of the fridge, and went camping, and I think we had it probably was just 2, honestly. I'm pretty sure it was, because same thing, one of them exploded in my bag, and we ended up just splitting one other beer. So been there, done that.
It's happened to me before. It'll happen again. But sad, one less chair beer for the boys.
My idiot sandwich goes to my coworker, Dylan.
Ooh, this is first?
I think he had one other, but that one he volunteered. This one I'm awarding him.
Nice.
And he doesn't know it until now. He's listening to this. But
that'll obviously be reflected in the ledger.
Yeah. We'll talk about this on your quarterly report.
Mm-hmm.
Review, I should say. Now, a while back, we were going through some menu change items. And if you don't know, maintaining a waffle maker in a restaurant setting is a huge pain in the ass. You can't wash the thing like in the dishwasher. You can't, it's hard to clean. There's all the different grooves.
So many dimples. It's crazy.
So many dimples. I mean, you got to get in between each little crevice. And what happens, you know, to make your waffle, you gotta spray the thing, and then you put the waffle in. And it's not the batter that's the issue. It's the like Pam spray that like builds up, and it creates like this thick, hardened, like, I don't know, it's almost like epoxy on it after a while. And you have to get in there and like scrape that shit out. And it's a really tough. So a while back, we were going through our menu change. We had bitched about the old waffle, specifically the waffle maker. Well, both were terrible, but the waffle maker, because it wasn't a commercial piece of equipment. It was like a Cuisinart shitty waffle maker. And we were so close to getting rid of the waffle and waffle maker altogether. And then for some reason, we were like in lockstep on this mission that we were getting rid of this thing. And at the final moment, he just voiced up that we could just get a new one that was a commercial one. And our owners agreed. And then yesterday, I spent like an hour plus scrubbing this thing and degreasing it and scraping. And it's still not completely free of these like flecks of this like carbon residue. I even did the trick where, you know, when you take your like frying pan, like specifically like a steel pan, and to like get, or like you can do it with a cast iron as well. And to get rid of like the buildup, you can throw it on the burner really hot and put salt in it. Have you ever done that?
Yeah.
And I even did that. So this one is the new waffle maker. You can take it apart, and it's labeled as like an easy to clean. Yeah, it's easy to clean if you remove the 8 bolts that hold it together and like the steel rod that puts them together, and disassemble the entire fucking thing, which is not easy to do. So yeah, once you take all that apart, then yeah, it's super easy to clean, but it's not. So yeah, I even tried doing that trick. Threw them on the burners full blast, filled them up with salt, trying to like hopefully draw out any kind of moisture that was in there and like crack that stuff away. And yeah, it's still not clean, not completely anyway. So yeah, idiot sandwich. Dylan, thanks a lot for the waffle. So much that we have yeah,
Congratulations.
Applause. We have a saying at work now that if you're about to do something that you know is going to fuck the kitchen for the foreseeable future with something like that, we just say waffle maker. And that is just the code to not do that thing.
So it sounds like you've confronted him over this issue. This isn't the first time this has come up. Okay.
No, yeah, this isn't the first time he's heard this. Yeah. But so yeah, waffle maker.
Let me put a little lipstick on next time before I get fucked.
my old chef. I'm not gonna say which one because I don't. He would never hear this, but anyway, he would say a vendor came in and was like trying to sell him on something, or you know, a repairman came in, like handed him a bill, or tried to, you know, charge him something, an unreasonable price. He would say, "Do I look like a beautiful blonde with big round tits?" And they go, "What? No." Then why are you trying to fuck me?
So good.
Is that a quote from something? Have you heard that before?
There's a South Park episode that Cartman is saying that. I forget what the content's about. but he says it after like everything.
That's so funny.
It might be when he's selling illegal Kentucky Fried Chicken and he's the mob boss.
Yeah.
That might be the episode, but
Okay.
but I might be wrong on that.
Very good. Very good.
Nice.
Oh gosh.
Well, you know what time it is now, Ronnie.
No.
Ding, ding, ding.
Oh, the boss is here. It's a Whip Cream Salmon School for cooks that don't cook good.
How do you do it? Let me hit you with some knowledge. This is the moment we've all been waiting for.
Let's go. Let's learn some shit, Ronnie.
Let's go.
I have a tip because I think people don't know how to cook green vegetables very well, and I would like to enlighten them. There's a lot of ways to cook green vegetables. I'm going to focus on broccoli, and I'm going to focus specifically on boiled broccoli. Is that what we call it? Steam? I don't know. It's not steamed. Blanched. You can blanch something quickly to just bring out the color. This is a little more than that, but anyway, I digress. Have yourself a pot. The French ratio of water to product is 6 to 1 water to product. You don't have to be so French about it. Make sure that there's plenty of water in there for it to swim around a little bit. You don't want it to be little broccoli florets popping out of the top. But boiling water, super salty. I would say on a scale from tap water to ocean water, it should be, I don't know, 80% there.
Brackish?
80% there. What'd you say?
Brackish?
Brackish?
Brackish water.
Is that salty water?
Yeah, it's like where inlets where like the ocean meets fresh water.
Oh, okay. Sure. Like the bay?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
bay water, sure. Also, but before you do anything with the broccoli, you should also have a bowl with ice and water in that. If you're really prepared and you have the equipment for it, you can have some sort of strainer that sits in the ice bath, so that you can put the broccoli in without actually having to pick the broccoli out of ice water. Anyway, throw that broccoli in that boiling salted water. Make sure it comes back up to a boil really quickly. Maybe throw a lid on it, super high heat on the burner. 2 to 3 minutes max. Take that broccoli out right in the ice water, cool it down 100%. It should be cold. Pull it out of that ice water, set it aside. When you want to heat it up, a little butter in a pan, toss it around. If it needs a little salt, you can throw a little more salt on there. But if you salted the water properly, you may not have to do that. And that's just really classic, buttery broccoli to put next to your steak. And I mean, that same thing kind of goes for, green beans or, broccolini or anything, any green vegetable. The part where you put it in the ice water called shocking, that's what brings out that ultra green color. And without that, you might get a really muted green. But when you shock it and it shocks the chlorophyll and makes it just stay super bright and awesome. And then when you heat it up, you just kind of delicately heat it up to hot and it's good to serve. Yeah.
And it just goes back to what we were talking about earlier about, people growing up thinking that they hated vegetables because they've only ever eaten shitty vegetables, So maybe it'll change your opinion on it, Dad.
Your dad doesn't believe in broccoli?
Hey, he doesn't eat green vegetables.
Ooh. Yeah. You ever been you got to try this right here. Yeah. This is the shit. And you still don't like it.
He goes, I've eaten it. I don't want it.
Oh, he's a full pass.
Yeah.
He's I
mean, he's not a child about it. I mean, he would try something, but he's just, I don't know. He just made up his mind. He's found all the things in his life that he's going to like, and he's decided that that's not one of them.
Yeah. And when you were growing up and everything came in a can,
Yeah.
that's actually how I grew up. And, all vegetables came in a can. I was like, this is gross.
Yeah.
I'm a bad kid because I don't like your gross ass fucking canned vegetables. You're make me eat vegetables, dude. Blanch that shit for me.
Agreed.
Make it nice, Mom.
Agreed.
Make it nice. I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. My tip is to embrace bitter. I think that bitter is such an important flavor profile that I think it gets like a connotation of being like a bad thing a lot of times. But there's so many good bitter. Well, there's so many good bitter like vegetables. Fruits can be bitter too. Grapefruit is very bitter. But then like also like the char on your steak or on your toast, like those are bitter as well, and like that's part of what makes them great. And layering different flavors, I think a lot of like Asian cuisines utilize bitter really efficiently and effectively. I mean, bitter melon is like one of the most insanely bitter things I've ever eaten.
It's crazy. You like it?
Side note? I've had it where I have liked it. I've eaten it straight up, and it's awful.
It's crazy. Yeah, crazy bitter.
It's insane. It's insane that people have tasted that and been like, "Yeah, I'm going to cook with this," because it's wildly bitter.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's such an important flavor profile, and layered with the right ingredients and the right other profile ingredients, like or flavors, I should say. It can be like a really delicious and effective profile to your dish.
100%. Yeah. I mean, yeah, my favorite vegetable of all time is broccoli rabe.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've said that on the pod, but sometimes called bitter broccoli. It's my favorite. Buttery and garlicky, and if you cook it that way, obviously, but it just has a natural bitter flavor, and it's my favorite.
Yeah, endives can be the same way. Like I've had them a multitude of ways, but they're grilled or I don't know, not. They could be in a salad, but with the right balance of like acid and salt and fattiness. If you had say like a goat cheese or something, like it all balances those things out, and the bitter element becomes really nice. So don't be afraid of bitter. It's good.
Oh yeah, don't be scared.
Don't be scared. Just learn how to harness the power.
Yeah, you can be scared, but also be brave. Thanks for coming by, y'all.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all.
Brave little cream heads.
Brave little cream heads. Follow us on socials. Hit us up, whipcreamsalmon@gmail.com with your stories and tips. We love to hear from you. What else you got, Ronnie?
Email us at whipcreamsalmon@gmail.com.
That's what I just said.
I thought you said to follow us on our socials. I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, that's okay. Who really does anyway?
Stay creamy.
Stay creamy, y'all. Peace.